This is a video, perhaps I'll make more, but the first video I'm making about how European media damages America. And it's about the comments of the author at the start, and not all Americans, but a lot of Americans express this view, that a very paternalistic view, that because Americans died for Europe and to free not us, Britain was never seriously threatened. I don't want to go into that, but to free mainland Europe from the Nazis, that there is a debt to America, and a debt which will go on probably to the end of time, that really America was freeing, say, France from the Nazis, but nothing comes free in life, and in exchange, whenever America had a war, even if it was 40 years in advance, even if a lot of people thought it was an unjust war, the French had a duty to do the same, as to come to America's aid. It's like, we did it for you, you must do it for us, which is a strange notion of liberty and freedom as far as I'm concerned. The British, who fought on D-Day in more or less equal numbers, from D-Day +1 it was almost overwhelmingly American, but on D-Day itself there were equal numbers of Americans and British, and what was the British Empire, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, etc. So we fought in equal numbers, and the deal between Britain and the French was, we'll free you, and then we go back to before the war, and if you want to do the same as us, you do the same as us. If you want to oppose us, you oppose us, because that is our notion of freedom, that you go back to becoming an equal state. The American notion of freedom, not all Americans, but certainly this lady speaking here, is we make you free so that in future you do what we want. Interesting. John, just had a glass of French wine. I'll think about that. An interesting part of it was, obviously, just over 200 years ago, America and Britain were at war, and the French came to America's aid, and with the help of the French, the Americans became independent from the British, and I think that probably explains the presence of the Statue of Liberty in New York. And then a few years later the French had their revolution, and they were at war with the royal powers, and the Americans didn't come to their aid. So there is a historical precedence for what the French did in not joining the Iraqi war. So that's it really. When you go to a country's aid and you free them from tyranny, you do it because you want them to be free. If you only do it because you think you can call in the favour later on, that's not, well, you can do that, but you can't do that and call yourself a great nation.